My name's Derek Snook, and I work for a social business called In Every Story. In Every Story began on June 1st of 2009 when I voluntarily decided to move into a halfway house for the homeless called the Star Gospel Mission. The Star Gospel Mission is a dorm-style setting with 26 beds, and the men that live there have a range of stories. Some are veterans, some are felons with criminal records, but they're all living there for one reason or another. I had decided to do this for a couple of different reasons. I'd spent several months living in Africa, working at a school for orphans, and I felt a disconnect between people that want to help and the people that they're trying to help. And I thought that before I would go and do something else with my life, that there was a population here in Charleston that was like that too, and that was low income and near homeless and homeless workers. And so I thought that before I would go do something else, I would try to get as close to their situation as I could to see if there was some way that I could help. The bigger reason, though, is that I believe what Gandhi says, that true morality consists not in following the beaten track, but in seeking out the true path for yourself and fearlessly following it. The idea that I want to talk about for tedx Charleston in 2014 is about the ripple effect that happens from inciting moments and from making the decision to follow the story that's written for you. In Every Story, I've never met anybody, whether it's our workers, our customers, or our staff, who doesn't sense that they're in one place and that they're trying to get to another place. The only way that that story has value is if there's significant obstacles between those things. Too often, people avoid those obstacles. But when you engage them, the conflict that's created becomes a place where things that really matter develop. Things like love, hope, patience, perseverance, and courage. The real purpose of my story and our company is to help others live the story that's written for them. And the belief that by doing so, we can move people closer to understanding the author of their story and in turn themselves. So what happened was that from living at the Star Gospel Mission, I noticed that a lot of these guys were working day labor. And the way that day labor works is they contract your work out for $13 an hour, and then they pay back minimum wage, which is $7.25. You have some guys that are just trying to get their money for the night, and then you have some people that are just trying to, that are honestly, sincerely trying to get ahead. On the other side, I noticed that because some customers were getting both people who wanted to get ahead and people that didn't want to get ahead, they too had gaps in what they might hope for in a day labor agency. So what makes In Every Story different is that we pay the same wage, but then if our workers come to work, do a good job, and they're drug-free, then we take our profit and we put in what's called the Hope Fund. And if our workers meet their end of the bargain, we meet ours and they have access to that profit. So we're trying to do two things. One is invest in people and the community and help them tell better stories with their lives. The other is that by creating a higher caliber of worker, we're also creating a better service for our customers. We started in 2011 with 3 workers a day, and today we have 60 workers working on a daily basis. For tedx Charleston 2014, I want to talk about inciting moments and the stories that they create. Every great story is full of inciting moments. Some are thrust upon us, and others were created by following our hearts. An inciting moment is the rock that's thrown in a pond that creates a ripple effect. It's the moment at which our story forever changes and we can't turn back. Well, these are the moments that we oftentimes spend our lives avoiding. They're also the moments that make a story worth telling. One inciting moment leads to the next. For In Every Story, what started with voluntarily moving into a halfway house for the homeless has created a ripple effect through a dream to see day laborers across the country paid a livable wage and to see other social businesses created in our community to help people live better stories with their lives. But what I learned from living with the men at the Star Gospel Mission, more than anything, is that in the grandest scheme of life, every story matters as much as the next. Mine as much as yours, and yours as much as mine, and theirs as much as ours. So I'll leave you with this. What inciting moment has to happen next to move your story forward? And what ripple effect might it cause? And how could that ripple effect change the world? Thanks.